From the man who found Rome a city of brick and left it a city of marble, to a philosopher who ruled the entire known world out of a war tent on the frontier, to a lunatic who fought rigged gladiator matches and renamed the calendar after himself, we are ranking Rome's emperors as rulers, worst to greatest. And number 1 is not Caesar. It is not Marcus Aurelius. It is not even Trajan, the man Rome spent centuries treating as the gold standard. It is someone who took power at 18, buried 100 years of civil war, and built a system that outlived him by 14 centuries. We will get there. The climb starts at the very bottom. Number 10, Commodus. His father, Marcus Aurelius, handed him the greatest empire on earth at its absolute peak. Commodus spent it playing dress-up as Hercules, fighting rigged gladiator matches against terrified, half-armed opponents, and renaming Rome, the months, and the legions all after himself. He let the actual governing rot while he performed in the arena. When his golden age curdled into paranoia and terror, his own inner circle had him strangled in his bath. He inherited paradise and ranked himself straight to the bottom.
Handed the finest empire in history, sir, and he used it to book himself arena gigs.
Commodus wasted greatness. The next man never had any to begin with. Number 9, Caligula. For his first few months, Rome adored him. Then came a serious illness, and he came out the other side changed. He drained the treasury, humiliated the Senate, had citizens killed for entertainment, declared himself a living god, and famously talked about making his favorite horse a consul. 4 years in, his own Praetorian Guard, the men paid to keep him alive, cornered him in a palace corridor and cut him down. His name has been shorthand for Emperor Gone Mad for 2,000 years.
When your own bodyguards tap out, sir, you have truly lost the room.
Caligula was pure madness. The next emperor was something far rarer, brutally, coldly effective. Number 8, Septimius Severus. This is where good ruler and good person split apart. Severus was a ruthless African-born general who clawed his way to the throne through civil war and then simply kept winning, crushing every rival and dying, still on campaign, in Britain. But he turned Rome into a military dictatorship, gutted what was left of the Senate's power, and on his deathbed gave his sons the only advice he thought mattered: enrich the soldiers and scorn everyone else. Effective? Absolutely. Good for Rome in the long run? That is the whole debate.
He ran the empire like a protection racket, sir, and business was booming.
Severus was effective and cold. The next emperor was effective and desperate, because he inherited a Rome that was already coming apart at the seams. Number 7, Diocletian. He took power in the middle of the worst crisis Rome had ever faced. 50 years of collapse, plague, and endless usurpers, and somehow stopped the bleeding. He reorganized the entire empire, stabilized the economy, and split power to make it governable again. The marks against him: he ruled as an absolute god king, tried to freeze every price in the empire by decree, and launched the single largest persecution of Christians in Roman history. He saved Rome, then walked away to grow cabbages, a story we told in another file.
He dragged Rome back from the grave, sir, then retired to do some light gardening.
Diocletian rebuilt the machine. The next 4 are the men who ran it at its very best. Number 6, Constantine the Great. Whatever you make of him, no emperor changed the future more. He reunited a fractured empire under a single ruler and made 2 decisions that still shape the world today. He legalized and embraced Christianity, turning a persecuted sect into the religion of an empire. And he founded a brand new capital, Constantinople, that would keep the Roman name alive for another 1,000 years after the West fell. Ruthless to his own family, yes, but very few rulers in all of history cast a longer shadow.
He rebranded the empire's entire religion and moved the capital, sir. Most men just repaint the kitchen.
Constantine changed the world. The next 3 simply ran Rome better than almost anyone ever had. Number 5, Hadrian. While other emperors chased endless conquest, Hadrian did the harder, wiser thing. He stopped. He pulled back from unwinnable wars, drew firm, defensible borders, including the famous wall across Britain that still carries his name, and spent his reign touring the provinces, strengthening the army, and building on a scale Rome hadn't seen in generations. A brilliant, restless, cultured, and famously prickly administrator who traded glory for stability. Under Hadrian, the empire simply worked.
He built a wall to keep the barbarians out, sir. Revolutionary idea. A border that's actually there.
Hadrian gave Rome stability. The next man gave it something it had nearly forgotten, a normal, decent ruler. Number 4, Vespasian. After Nero's chaos, Rome tore itself apart in the year of the 4 emperors, a story we've already covered. Vespasian was the tough, plain-spoken general who ended it and stuck the landing. He refilled a bankrupt treasury, restored order without cruelty, laughed off his own critics, and gave the city its single greatest monument, the Colosseum. No madness, no god complex, no purges. Just a competent man who found Rome broken, quietly put it back together, and handed it on peacefully to his son.
An emperor who was stable, funny, and solvent, sir. Rome didn't know what to do with him.
Vespasian was the steady hand. The top 3 are the legends. Number 3, Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher on the throne. He ruled through a devastating plague and near constant war on the frontier, and he did it with a patience and integrity almost no one who holds absolute power ever manages, all while writing the private notebook we now call the Meditations, still read 18 centuries later. He was the last of the 5 good emperors, the very peak of the Pax Romana. His one great failure, handing the throne to his son Commodus, we ranked earlier on this very list. But as a ruler, and as a man, he is about as good as the job ever got.
He journaled his way through a plague and a war, sir, and still came out wiser than the rest of us.
Marcus was the best of men. Number 2 was the best of conquerors. Number 2, Trajan. Under him, in 117 AD, the Roman Empire reached the largest size it would ever be, stretching from Britain all the way to the Persian Gulf. But Trajan was far more than a conqueror. He poured fortunes into public works, roads, and even aid for poor children, and he treated the Senate with genuine respect. Rome loved him so completely that for centuries afterward, they blessed each new emperor with the same wish. May he be luckier than Augustus and better than Trajan. He was the gold standard every ruler was measured against, which tells you exactly how special number 1 had to be.
They measured every future emperor against him, sir. Imagine being the exam everyone else fails.
Trajan was the greatest soldier emperor Rome ever had, but one man built the entire stage he stood on. Number 1, Augustus. He inherited nothing but a name, that of the murdered Julius Caesar, at just 18, and everyone expected the boy to be swallowed whole. Instead, he outmaneuvered every rival, defeated Mark Antony and Cleopatra, and ended a full century of civil war that had been ripping Rome apart. Then came the real genius. He seized total power while letting everyone believe the old republic still lived, and he held it stably for more than 40 years. He found Rome a city of brick and left it a city of marble. He didn't just rule the empire, he invented the entire job of emperor. Every ruler on this list, and the 1400 years of them who followed, governed inside a system one teenager designed. That is why he is number 1.
Every emperor we just ranked, sir, was basically playing a game Augustus built the board for.
And this is the one list where you are going to disagree with me. I want you to. Was Trajan robbed? Is Constantine ranked too high? Did I leave someone out entirely? Put your own top 3 in the comments and defend it. I read them.
I have served under about half of these men, sir. I would like it on the record that I survived, which is more than most of them managed.
And if you want the other end of the scale, the emperors who were not merely bad, but competitively, historically terrible, we ranked every one of them from worst to worst. It is right here.